Man, Studios Hollywood can't have anything.
Literally nothing.
Nothing at all. Poor SOBs, bruh. They are about to get Hollywood Drift speculated to like open in June. They're doing the testing and everything like that. Only for Orlando to probably get the same coaster, maybe a little bit different, within like a year after, probably, to replace Rip Rocket. And they're probably going to take down Supercharged and put Back to the Future back. I just said back twice in one sentence. Nice. And we are back here with Lap Bar Lessons.
I'm your host, Ace. This is Josh.
I don't do intros. I just go. Just like Fast and Furious, I'm just going. Drifting into a different conversation, into a different topic.
So, Josh and I were talking the other day, and I'm glad that this wasn't recorded, because y'all would have caught me in 4K swearing that a Fast and Furious coaster was not coming to Orlando. But in recent news, we have found a pretty reliable TikToker who claims that their dad says it's going to happen.
No, that's not the speculation is that the Hollywood Drift is going to open in June from a TikToker whose dad says. We have no actual confirmation.
I just wanted to clown that guy for going, well, my dad's... So, do you have that TikToker's name?
No, I don't.
We're not going to give them a platform, but if you are the guy and you are listening to this, I want you to know now that if you really care about your father's job, you might just want to shut up, dude.
Shut up.
There's ways you can talk about sources and info and leaks without compromising your father's job while doing it. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
You can always say I have very reliable sources. I mean, think about it. Who's going to correct you on that? Who's going to go, no, you don't? Hey, Josh, let's try. Watch. I have a very reliable source telling me that Fast and Furious Drift Coaster, or whatever we're calling it, is going to be here in July.
What's your source?
It's a very reliable source, trust me.
Okay. Is it your dad?
Now, if he knew my dad...
Which I do.
If this was a private conversation... My dad doesn't work for Universal, by the way. Let's just nip that in the bud right here. So... if your reliable source is your father, that's fine. And if you personally know the guy and you're talking to the guy, like if I'm talking to Josh here and we're talking about my father, who doesn't work for Universal, but if he did, it'd be okay. It's a private conversation. If you're going online, public information, going, hey guys, by the way, it's the Fast and Furious coaster is coming in July. Sources... My dad.
My dad.
And I'm probably going to ride the ride before all of you, so nah.
I wish my dad worked at Universal.
I don't. I don't. Dude, I feel like the parents that work at these parks kill the magic for the kids.
Yeah, I guess. Yes and no, probably not. Okay, well, yeah, no, I don't know. That's a different discussion for a different time.
I mean, me personally, who has a father who's involved in music, anytime I've met any of his super famous friends, it was very just normal to me. It wasn't anything crazy. I never saw that superstar thing because of that. I would imagine the kids of parents for those parks kind of feel the same way. They're like vice president of Disney World. They go to their kids. How tired do you think those kids are hearing about Mickey Mouse, dude? Dad. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What did you say, Dad? She's acting a little... What did you say Minnie was doing? She was acting a little silly? No, I said she's f***ing goofy.
Gosh. Can we get back on track to the Universal talk? Disney's taboo.
It turns out that we have very reliable sources online that are swearing to us, the consumer, that Hollywood Drift is coming to Orlando, whether we like it or not.
Can we talk about what we thought it was going to be?
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that because I have some insane theories. I would have loved to tease those a little earlier before the fact, but is what it is. The main reason that they're putting this new Intamin coaster in place of Rip Ride Rocket, of course, is to improve the quality of studios because, if you're a longtime fan like myself, you saw the weird screen era that they went through in the 2010s. It wasn't very fun. There was a lot of screen rides and simulations, and people were just not rocking with it. But what a lot of people don't realize is the reason that was a thing is because there was just limited space.
Mm-hmm.
And with the limited space, there wasn't much they could do. They barely even fit Rip Ride Rocket back there as it is. And for those who don't know, there's a lot of studio space back there. They can't just tear those buildings down. Those show buildings are used for Halloween Horror Nights. Hollywood Horror Nights, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. If you kind of like adjust your perspective of studios and think of it more as a venue with rides as opposed to a theme park, it probably comes across a lot better. Maybe like a themed venue more than a theme park. Because it really does come across that way if you really think about it.
Fun fact. Technically, the only real theme park that's in America is Dollywood. That's one of the only actual theme parks. There's actually differences between amusement parks and theme parks.
Yeah, I know. Hershey Park is considered themed. There's a lot of themed stuff.
Kind of curious myself. Not that it actually matters, but...
Gotta love a side tangent.
A theme park that functions as an amusement park? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Okay, well, I mean... I'm
not looking anything else up. That me off.
They literally have a coaster called Candemonium.
And?
Jolly Rancher Remix. There's a bunch of themed rides, and there's a bunch of theming across the whole park. Like the Twizzlers Twisted Drop.
No, but come on.
It's a theme park.
A theme park that serves as an... What did it say?
It took like the easy answer out, bro. It just catered to both arguments.
I hate that.
Well,
You shouldn't be doing that.
Okay, well, it's a theme park.
And?
It's a theme park.
It's not showing me now. That's okay. All right, moving on.
Anyways, what do you think was going to replace Rip Ride Rocket? I think yours was Ghostbusters or Back to the Future, I think.
I had a lot of theories for what it could be. We had a point where there were green tracks that were delivered to Epic Universe, and everybody was going crazy over that.
Yeah.
Now,
that was feeding into what I thought it was going to be.
Green tracks. It's why don't we say it at the same time? Well, it's very obvious we're both thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So you want to say on 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3 go?
Yeah.
Or on 3 or go?
Yeah, you're gonna see just how in sync we are because we are 100% going to say the same thing.
Or go.
The go will be our thing. We count to 3 and then
we say it.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was going for. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Shrek.
Ghostbusters.
Shrek.
We did not say the same thing.
No, but I said this. I said the cooler of the two things.
Shrek?
Yeah. Do I need to do a hear me out on this?
You think they're...
Alex, look over. No. Look over again.
What? What? Did your fall?
Yeah, it's not tight all the way. It just kind of just accidentally went. Technical difficulties. All right. But yes.
Shrek?
Yes. All right, hear me out. Let me cook.
No.
Let me cook. You. Shh. Right. So,
a Shrek roller coaster.
All right.
Ethan.
Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. All right? Damn.
Go
All
ahead.
All right. 1, green track. Green equals Shrek. Okay. 2, if they want to maintain the music aspect of the ride to go hand in hand with the themes of the entire studio park, what are you laughing about? What is so funny? Yeah, bro. You know how many iconic songs are tied to the Shrek franchise? Like, at least 3 to 4.
How many of those do you think Universal actually has the licensing for, though?
Probably a good bit of them, considering that they own DreamWorks. And the fact that I don't think there's a DreamWorks... no, Minions is Illumination. There really isn't like a DreamWorks ride, like an actual real DreamWorks ride at like studios.
Until they put in your Shrek coaster.
Ding, ding, ding. It's green. You can keep the music aspects of it, and you can give DreamWorks an actual like real coaster or a real ride that isn't like at Epic. And it would coincide with the release of Shrek 5 that's coming out soon-ish, right? So that was like everything that I thought. That's where my brain goes, but it probably isn't going to be Shrek. I think Shrek would be a great idea because there was a Shrek part of the park at some point, if I remember correctly. I think it got replaced by the Wicked stuff. I think.
The Wicked store? That was the Hello Kitty store.
Yeah, I just know that the Shrek was there at some point. Like there was a Shrek theater musical thing or show, something along those lines, and it got...
You haven't seen the video for it?
No.
Oh, well, don't worry, dude. You didn't miss out on anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like...
Okay, so for those that don't know, where the Villain Con ride is now.
Oh, that's what it was.
It was called Shrek 4D.
Yep, that's what it was.
Let's see. So if you're not an Orlando native, but you're a Hollywood native, it was the same seats as the Kung Fu Panda ride. So, you know, if you've been on that ride, you'll know very quickly it's not really a ride. It's a animated movie in 3D, and the seats kind of just shake a little bit. You know, like there's a point where they're on the horse and it just it's kind of fun. They dropped that little Shrek 3D movie as a DVD. At one point, you probably saw it in a Target or a Walmart a long time ago if you're a millennial. It just had Shrek in the 3D glasses. Yeah, that very little short film is what you got to watch in Shrek 4D.
Got it.
Yeah, it was pretty silly.
But yeah, I just thought it was Shrek.
Well, yeah, I mean, so they take down Rip Ride Rocket, they take down Shrek, and they go, yeah, we need to put a Shrek coaster in there. So,
I think it'd be a hit, but that's just me.
I'm not dissing the idea. I just don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I don't either, unfortunately. But I have a strong case for believing.
I saw one thing on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying, "Oh, well, why don't we do a dual coaster? We can use the intellectual properties that Universal both owns, which would be Godzilla and Kong. Do like a blend of a seismic launch and have the city smashing, and then it could be a dual launch coaster, but one side's Kong, one side is Godzilla." And you know, I gotta say, when I read that, it seemed really cool. But now that I'm thinking about it out loud,
yeah, like
they're not doing that.
Yeah, like one, I don't think there's just not enough land or room for that.
I guess you would need some massive land for a massive project like that, right?
Yeah. And two, you know, they just launched Stardust Racers. I don't think they're going to do another dueling coaster and stuff like that.
All right. Well, so you think? Well, here's my thing. Here's my counter.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I really want it to be a Ghostbusters ride. First of all, that entire area is New York themed. A lot of people don't recognize at the very end of that strip, that used to be the Ghostbusters building. It was the Ghostbusters firehouse. It had the had the Ecto-1 parked out of it and everything. It was really cool.
I am listening. I just need to look up something because I just need to know something, then turn with my point. But I am listening. It's going to be quick.
We're definitely not cutting this out.
It's a quick. It's a quick Google. Can you relax? Hold up. Just give me a sec. You can talk. I'm listening.
What are you Googling though?
I was saying a Smash Mouth was from New York. They're from California.
That was going to be your argument. Smash Mouth is from New York.
No, they're from California. So, hey, Hollywood, You just flip it. Just give us the Fast and Furious coaster and just build a Shrek coaster in Hollywood.
Give us the far, far away land that everybody's been asking for, too. You're out there in Hollywood. You're on a mountain. You probably can't build on that mountain, but, we could always do a far, far away land.
Yeah, because that park is far, far away.
The only... for us...
I mean, yeah.
The only thing that does support your claim is the fact that they are making a 5th Shrek. But it's hilarious.
Did you know that they're redoing the entire script for that?
That's just what I was about to talk about.
It's really funny because they were like, yeah, it's gonna be about Shrek's daughters, but then they had to recut to redo it because they're like, oh yeah, he has 2 sons as well. We got to recast. We got to cast those and then redo the movie.
That's what happened?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I heard that the internet figured out the story already, so they had to rewrite it.
That's what I heard too. I don't know how much speculation is, but there was reports that came out that two actors were casted for the 2 sons because I guess they just forgot that Shrek had 2 sons.
Who's writing for this team?
I don't know.
Any sequel you're involved in, you don't just get an ego and go, so this is about me, not the Shrek fan base. I'm gonna write a story that represents me as a writer. No, dude, screw you.
Let's be real. That movie is not gonna be good. It's probably not gonna be good. It'll be fine, but it won't be good.
They were all good enough. Even 3 and 4 weren't bad.
Yeah. You know, a movie is good. The
Ghostbusters.
I was gonna say the Puss in Boots sequel. That movie's very good.
I want to say slept on, but it's not. It's
really
just
isn't.
me. It's just me that's sleeping.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Dude, you're doing yourself a disservice. That movie,
look, I promise. Everybody's told me.
it's very good.
Everybody's told me.
It's also funny as.
All right. So we talked about how Josh believes it's going to be a Shrek coaster.
Well, not really believe. It's more of just a pipe dream at this point.
He's taking it to his grave. He's dying on this hill.
I don't know if I'm dying on it, more of I'm just kind of sitting on it, on the edge of it, just kind of chilling. And if I want to walk down it and go back to my house, I'm cool with that. It's not a hill I'm dying on.
We were going to jump back on the green tracks coming back to Epic Universe and how people are speculating over what they're going to be. Even though we've all kind of figured out, or at least we all know from our reliable source on TikTok. No, super reliable. I trust him. It's his dad, dude. Why would his dad lie to him?
Well, no, that's concerning the Hollywood. There's no
Why would his dad lie to him? We have some reliable sources that it's going to be a... Okay, I see what's happening here. I'm having a disconnect here, guys. Let's just be fully transparent here. I seem to keep thinking that this TikToker is confirming that Fast and Furious is coming to Orlando when they've only confirmed that the Hollywood Drift Coaster is having a specific release date. That's all they're confirming. So I got it. I knocked it out of my head.
All right, yeah. So, talk about what
the reason it's going to be a Ghostbusters coaster.
There you go.
The reason why I want it to be a Ghostbusters coaster is because, first of all, yes, we could argue that Shrek is still making movies, right? But so is Ghostbusters, dude. Ghostbusters movies are still happening. They still make them. The last one was incredible. Egon goes slapped. Oops, spoilers. Screw y'all. It's been 2 years now. Egon goes slapped. Really cool. A huge Ghostbusters fan. Ghostbusters even had a stage show in Universal in the late 90s. It was replaced by Twister, I think. I think Twister. Yeah, it was Twister. Just wanted to make sure real quickly. So Twister replaced it, and then the Jimmy Fallon ride replaced it. So not a lot of people got to experience that Ghostbusters show, but the Ghostbusters intellectual property, the IP, is very important to the Universal brand. So I just don't see why they don't milk that. They're literally on the New York street. They used to have the firehouse there. I mean, What? Why can't we just do like a lift hill with the Ghostbusters theme playing? You know, the more I think about it, the more this idea is kind of bad. They probably can't do a lot with it, and it probably would. It probably would contribute to the screen renaissance. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Maybe.
I don't. I just think Ghostbusters has a better historical precedence at Universal as opposed to Shrek. That Shrek ride came way later. Shrek movie. It's barely a ride. You know what? I think we figured out the problem here. Ghostbusters and Shrek were supposed to be rides, but they were only ever shows at the park. I think that's the real issue here.
Can you imagine the coaster just going through the swamp? It'd be so sick.
Yeah, a nice swampy area in the middle of New York.
Bro, we got catacombs in the middle of New York. What are you talking about here? You're on New York, you make a right, there's a guy on stilts in like Egyptian outfits.
That's not the New York area. No, it's at a museum. That's a museum. Or no, it's a movie set in New York. Cursed by Imhotep. Doesn't count.
And who's to say that Shrek Swamp isn't in New York?
It's not in New York.
It could be.
I just feel like Ghostbusters has that cross-generation appeal more than Shrek. I think Shrek's more of a millennial thing, isn't it?
I mean, 2001?
Yeah, dude. I was in kindergarten when that first movie came out. People forget how old that movie is.
Yeah, I was 4.
Insane.
What we can celebrate is that we're getting an Intamin launch coaster. Is it a launch coaster or is it just Intamin? We just know it's Intamin, right?
Well,
we don't know what kind of Intamin
Universal
coasters.
loves doing the launch coasters.
They do love their launch coasters.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah, lift hills are, the Rip Ride Rocket was the only lift hill in that entire park, and now that's gone. So I think launch coasters are cooler anyways for the most part. And
I'm thinking about the parades and how we've definitely seen Ghostbusters on the parades, but I've never seen Shrek on the parades.
it's because they have no vision.
Well, we've also seen Ghostbusters in the Halloween Horror Nights houses. You know who we haven't seen in the Halloween Horror Nights houses?
That's because they don't have the vision. They have the material right there.
Shrek, Ethan, a Halloween Horror Nights house, but it's Shrek themed.
I would be all about it.
And there he was, Shrek. I am so happy.
This
Shrek.
is my swamp.
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
That would be the horror movie, or that
Yep.
would be a hit though, probably.
It'd
You walk
be very
in,
funny.
you turn around, and it's just big old Shrek going, "This is my swamp," and then you go,
It's all ogre now.
"Shrek is love," and then he goes, "Oh, not this again," and Shrek runs away. Ah,
It's all ogre now.
donkey!
Jesus Christ.
Do you remember when Donkey says to Puss,
All right.
he says, "You know, how do I look, guys?" or something like that, and he goes, "Yeah, you look like an ass to me."
Do you know what would be? You know what would be a crazy IP to put in the Rip Ride Rocket area? But this is like completely like not happening.
What?
SpongeBob.
They tried a SpongeBob ride. It got into development, but for some reason it was decided by the board. This is a crazy thing. I want our listeners to really fully take this in here.
All 3 of you, thank you.
There was a point where the board of directors decided that the SpongeBob IP wasn't going to be tangible enough in the park. AKA, they didn't think it was going to be there long enough and stay relevant. Think about that. They said, yes, there's no way this intellectual property, SpongeBob, is going to last in 20 years. And they scrapped the entire idea. Boy, did they...
Can you just imagine? Can you imagine all the different songs that could play like during the SpongeBob like a coaster? Like there's a bunch of iconic songs.
You just really want a children's IP coaster, don't you?
I just think it'd be a great idea.
Well, next time we go, I'll make sure you ride the roller coaster then.
Yay!
You're gonna love it, dude. It's literally a kid's movie and a coaster.
Yay. Honestly, I just want the music theming to still be there. That's just literally what it is.
The good news is that we know Intamin's coming to Universal. We're pretty sure it's going to be Fast and Furious. It'll probably be a different track, so there's still incentive to go to the one in Hollywood and then see what that one is all about. Hopefully, and this is where we actually have at least read online super reliable sources that are saying that they're thinking that they take the entire Fast and Furious tram ride, the 360 ride, scrap that, and make it into a Back to the Future ride.
That'd be sick.
That would be so cool, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The good news is, at the end of the day, we are for sure going to get a much more reliable Intamin coaster in that park eventually, and it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, because Intamin doesn't really miss when it comes to their coasters. Like, you got a Velocicoaster and Hagrid's over to Islands, and those are like some of the best rides in the world.
They never miss. In fact, they are responsible for one of the very first rides that was ever made on opening day. I just want the listeners to know that I've been hyping this part up to Josh for the last couple weeks now because I've been so excited to talk to him about this.
Okay.
This man doesn't know what Hanna-Barbera is. And it's okay. Apparently our producer doesn't either. Apparently Ethan doesn't know either. You know, a lot of people hear Hanna-Barbera, and maybe it's just me, but, you know, I hear that and go, oh, really? Nice. Other people hear that and go, what the hell is that? So I wanted to take a minute and talk with you about this very cool ride that used to be at Universal. It was called The Futuristic World of Hanna-Barbera.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about Hanna-Barbera for a minute. Okay? They're responsible for amazing cartoons like Peter Potamus.
Okay.
You don't know Peter Potamus?
I don't.
Augie Doggy and the Doggy Daddy?
Nope.
It was on the Quick Draw McGraw show.
I got no idea.
No, Ethan? Quick Draw McGraw? Are you serious? What about Pixie and Dixie and Mr. Jinx?
Nope.
Huckleberry Hound?
Mm-mm.
Huckleberry Hound, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know Secret Squirrel?
No.
Adam Ant?
Mm-mm.
All real cartoons, by the way, guys. I'm not making this up.
I believe you.
Magilla Gorilla?
Nope.
Top Cat?
Mm-mm.
Huckleberry Hound? You really don't know Huckleberry Hound?
I don't.
The little blue dog?
Blue's Clues?
No!
No.
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 Harvey Birdman?
This
See, this is where you're gonna piss me off.
That one I'm recognizing. Isn't that the one that's like a talk show spoof, I think?
Yes. No. Harvey Birdman was an original cartoon.
Yeah, I know,
Adult Swim made Harvey Birdman and Space Ghost Coast to Coast as a spoof talk.
I remember.
Those were original cartoons.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, I think
All right. Well, you don't know any of these guys, but you're gonna know all of these guys. These next couple ones.
Okay.
Yogi Bear.
Well, gosh, Yogi.
Instant, right? Smurfs.
Mm-hmm.
Instant.
Mm-hmm.
Jetsons.
Yeah.
Flintstones.
Yep.
Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm.
DC cartoons in the 60s. Yeah. These cartoons were the Saturday morning backbone for kids in the 60s and 70s, way before streaming existed. So, in 1990, Despicable Me had not yet been released, and the building still served as a home for the renowned Hanna-Barbera universe. The attraction featured a diverse array of Hanna-Barbera characters, including the Jetsons, the Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, Yogi Bear. It provided an immersive experience for the audiences. It was the same exact ride system as Despicable Me. Same motion simulator, same stationary seats in the front if you just wanted to watch it. This ride was one of the only rides that worked on opening day, too.
Yeah, I know that the opening days for
It was a
this
2-hour wait.
Yeah, well, I know that the opening days for studios was like disastrous.
We'll talk about that in another
know.
episode for sure.
Of course, of course.
So, I'm going to show you the futuristic world of Hanna-Barbera, the ride. Okay.
Okay.
I just really want to see what you think of this ride.
Okay.
There's me already watching it. Shut up.
Have you seen the Nickelodeon one?
Yeah, I wrote that.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, the
That's
audio's not on.
That's probably fine. So who's Hanna-Barbera? So like
Two brothers that created an animation studio.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm so sorry. They weren't brothers. They were business partners. Jesus Christ. Excuse me. So as you can see, same ride system as Despicable Me.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what the pre-show was like. If they had one.
I'll pull up the pre-show next if you want to see it.
Mm.
Oh, the picnic baskets. Ethan, you want to come see this? In future episodes, we'll have it in a corner.
Is this like a VR ride?
Remember the Minion ride?
Yeah, it's a simulator ride.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Did we do Minions, Ethan?
No, we didn't.
We skipped it.
Yeah, we skipped that.
Funny that
But
we
we
started
did
it.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's like Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I guess we can talk about my first time there after this.
That's next episode.
Okay. Spoilers.
I'm sure it was so cool back then.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Now, this is something I didn't get to experience.
Yeah, because we were young.
By the time I went, it was a Jimmy Neutron ride. And it was Jimmy Neutron running into all the Nickelodeon worlds. Kind of like how these guys are Yogi Bear, right? Yogi Bear keeps appearing in the...
Yeah, I think it's Yogi Bear.
I don't even remember the plot. I'm not going to act like I remember. Oh, whoa. 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 I know you got to save...
Oh.
You got... Oh, it's Scooby-Doo.
And Shaggy. Wait. Shaggy doesn't drive the mystery machine, does he? Like ever? I don't think he ever drives that
I
thing.
think Fred drove it.
Oh, yeah, I think Fred always drove it. I wonder if there's been an actual time where Shaggy's driven it. If anyone wants to correct me on that, please do.
We're going to need actual reference episodes, though.
Yeah, like timestamp and everything, or I won't believe you.
I won't either.
Also, like casually driving it too, not because the plot demanded it.
Nothing could have anticipated. Dude, wait, it did airplay. That's what happened. For the sake of not compromising the integrity of the episode, we're just going to leave this little technical bloop in here. It's kind of funny. This is supposed to be in the corner of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, watching us watch it here on my iPad's a little silly. We apologize.
Yeah, but you know.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I'm not going to act like I'm not going to put it back on and pretend to react.
Oh, hold on, we gotta do the thing.
Oh my god. Hey. Sorry.
All good. Hey, hey, hey.
I didn't know he said that. I thought,
Hey.
thought that was Fat Albert that said that.
He also says that, I think.
Mm. Oh, that's right. Ooh. Dude, that's a long video though.
How long is it? 8 minutes?
It's the two guys, right? Hannah and Barbera explaining their whole animation thing, and then little what's his name?
Oh, yeah, I don't know
The
his name.
Jetson boy, the little boy.
Yeah,
Ethan, what's his name? George Jets? No, I'm just kidding. Leroy Jets.
You are on the right track, I think.
Is it bad that we got 3 millennials in here that don't know?
Elder millennial.
We didn't grow up with the cartoon, but Scooby-Doo was forced down our throats long enough.
Pause. All right, man.
So how do you feel about after watching that? What do you think?
It would have been a lot of fun to do at the time. And it probably would be more fun than Minions? Question mark? Don't know. Hard to say.
Old head take.
I mean, yeah, I am an old head.
I don't like those yellow guys.
I never said that. I enjoyed the Minions ride when we did it, but like, I'm not gonna wait in line for 30 minutes for it, but I enjoy it. And I was, thankful that the first time we went, that we rope dropped that one and pretty much walked onto it.
Yep.
So it was a nice experience.
And if you stick around for next week, you'll get to hear Josh tell. And if you stick around for next week, you'll get to hear Josh talk about his very first time at Universal ever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
Due to a decline in popularity, the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera was eventually replaced by Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast, the second attraction to occupy the building. So, I want to give the ride at least the flowers it deserves. So let's start with this.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Hanna-Barbera ride for being 7 minutes long.
That is a long ride.
Right?
That's a long semi ride.
Dude, shout out to them for that. Sign went hard. Sign went really hard.
How long is the average simulator ride usually?
Like 5. Maybe 6.
Maybe 7?
No. We're not doing the show anymore. Thank you for enjoying the one show we did, guys.
That's so fun.
Oh, stop. Hold on.
Oh, you want what is? Oh no, just click on the building one right there. There you go. That's a.
There used to be just the inspect image. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, that's sick. That's
stupid hard. Went stupid hard.
That is pretty sick.
So more flowers. Flintstones piano interactive game. You know where you leave the ride and it's got this little like interactive area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, check this out. And if you're getting bored with this as a listener, we encourage you watch the video so you can actually see what we're watching here. If not, it's just a fun little Flintstones piano type interaction simulator for kids. It's pretty cool. If you get a minute, make sure you look that up in your spare time if you're not watching the video. Why can't I find this video?
It might not exist. There
No.
might not be footage of it. Lost
No,
media.
it's because I don't feel like typing in the futuristic world of Hanna-Barbera. Piano.
Oh,
There it is. Dude, it's so cool. Look at this. See, I don't feel like it's capturing. What is this?
Bronson, wait, what
No,
the?
this is not it. Hold on. This is why people have a production team. They just pull up the videos and stuff. This is all very DIY.
Very much so. It's always a work in progress. I don't know if we'll cut this, what I'm about to say out, but maybe for the future, if we have ideas about this, maybe we should have a playlist ready.
That's a great idea, Josh. Maybe next time when you put in the effort, you can do that.
I don't appreciate your sarcasm.
Well,
God forbid a boy have some ideas.
I had a playlist together. I can't find it anymore. I'm sorry. It was a fun, interactive piano thing. It's gone.
It's okay.
They also had a really cool interactive game. It was a piano, right?
Mm-hmm.
You walk outside of the ride and you got to stomp on the big keys, and it was those little birds from the Flintstones, and they go like they would all shout at a note level.
That's funny.
It was really cool. We did just spend the last 20 minutes trying to find it online, and I can't find it. We're cutting all that out. It's fine. If you do find it, it's really cool to see. It's a really cool
If you
thing.
have the footage, send it to us.
Yeah, we won't share it or acknowledge you, but we'd love to see it. We might hit you up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know, what really sucks about this whole thing is that Hanna-Barbera as a whole, unfortunately, just fell really hard in the 90s. It sucked. They weren't able to stay relevant somehow.
It wasn't sustainable.
They were able to keep pushing Scooby-Doo, but that was kind of the only thing that people were still watching.
Yeah, the rise of I think Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network was 90s, I think, or was that early 2000s? I think it was.
That was really what the biggest problem was.
Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon were on the rise and everything.
Like a little too big, on the rise. Even though the IP fell really hard by the late 90s, we have to at least acknowledge it as one of the unsung staples that opened with the park.
Of course.
And while it dwindled in its popularity and relevance, studios really wanted to build off of the already existing relationship that they had with Nickelodeon, and this is why eventually Hanna-Barbera was replaced with the Nickelodeon ride.
Was Jimmy Neutron.
Yes. And that's kind of the story on Hanna-Barbera.
Is that before or after it became a series, or was it just the movie that came out?
That is a good question. From what I understand, the movie was so popular that they made the TV show of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why the TV show was so successful was because they were able to flex that they were using that same budget quality as they were on the movie. They were like, oh, it's the same animation as the movie. What up? And for whatever reason, because of that, Jimmy Neutron became a very popular product for Nickelodeon.
I love Jimmy Neutron.
Dude, I loved the movie, and I liked the show too, but the movie was just so good back then. It was so good.
I'd have to imagine they made it when it was just the movie, probably, because...
They didn't. They made it around the show. They did. The movie was very popular, and then the show became popular because it maintained that same production quality as the movie.
And entertainment.
And entertainment, exactly. No, yeah, of course, dude. Ouch, you Lord? Llamas? You kidding me? That's So with Jimmy Neutron replacing the Hanna-Barbera ride, that is around the time when my generation came on in, and then that's when we, I mean, it makes sense now that you think about it. I went in there. If I went in there and I saw Fred Flintstone, I know I personally would have been like, oh, that's cool. But I understand why if I went in there and my little sister was with me, that's a bad example because she loved Perilous Pit Stops of Penelope. She loved Boomerang. She absolutely loved those classic cartoons. So she is actually a horrible example. If I went in with my best friend Josh, who didn't even know who Hanna-Barbera was until this episode.
Well, I knew the IPs under it. I just didn't know the creators behind it and stuff like that.
That's why I started with the most vague guys first.
Yeah.
I knew you weren't going to know who Peter Potamus was.
Quick side tangent because you mentioned Boomerang. Do you know how crazy it is to watch a show that you watch as a kid move from Cartoon Network to Boomerang? You know how old you have to feel.
Yeah,
I remember when Ben 10 went to Boomerang. Ugh.
Ben 10's on Boomerang?
I think it went to Boomerang at some point. Yeah. That's just a side tangent. That's just the passage of time being cruel.
No, dude, I don't like that.
I don't either. I think Foster's Home is also on Boomerang as well. But that was a side tangent. You can go back to what you're saying. I just wanted to get that out there.
I don't even remember what I was saying about that.
You were just talking about Hanna-Barbera and why it went away because the appeal of it slowly went away because all the people that liked it growing were getting older and the new kids on the block needed to come step up.
I probably would have been stoked seeing Fred Flintstone, but most of those kids saw Jimmy Neutron and they saw the big orange building, and you got to remember, the Nickelodeon Studios building was right next to it too.
Of course.
The place where they filmed Drake and Josh and all that, and Keaton and Kel.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that building one day because now it's just there and it's not doing anything. And now that whole area is empty. Construction war zone. Rip Ride Rocket was on fire as they dismantled it. It was just such a tragedy.
It's crazy how quick they took that ride down. It was gone in like a month or like 2 months.
And while people might be sad about Rip Ride Rocket being gone, people might even be sad that Jimmy Neutron was replaced with Minions. But how many people are mourning the Hanna-Barbera ride still? Because I don't feel like a lot. I feel like a lot of people don't even know that thing was there.
I know that one guy that rode Rip Ride Rocket like 15,000 times. I know he's mourning.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. I think they called him the Rocket Man. I think that's what his nickname was, which is sick as hell.
Did you ever watch the Perils of Penelope Pit Stop?
Nope.
Okay. So, the guy they were chasing in that ride, Dastardly, you don't know that guy at all?
Mm-mm.
Did you see who he was?
Vaguely.
You don't know about Dastardly and Muttonly?
No.
Well, they were the heels of the ride.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where Dastardly and Muttonly are from. They're from the Perilous Pit Stop. The Perils of Penelope Pit Stop.
Say that 5 times fast.
No. That's also where Anthill Mob was on that show, too. Those were my first experiences of Dastardly and Muttonly, and Anthill Mob was on the Perils of Penelope Pit Stop. So, did you see that did you see the new Scoob movie back in like 2019, 2020?
No.
They made him the bad guy, Dastardly.
Oh, that's fun.
And they killed off Muttonly.
Oh.
Well, they brought him back at the end with some science, but spoilers. Yeah, Dastardly is like looking down on the Scooby gang going, I'm going to kill it. And then he's seeing Scooby with Shaggy, and then he's looking at his empty dog bowl that says Muttonly, and you're like, dang, dude. Only old people are going to be sad at that. Why would you do that? That's crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Dude, The Scooby-Doo movies went so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Zombie Island, Alien Invaders, Cyber Chase,
Oh, Cyber
Witch's
Chase is
Ghost.
so good.
They're all good, dude.
Cyber Chase is so fun.
What's your favorite Scooby-Doo movie, Ethan?
Probably the first one.
Like the live-action one?
Was there an animated movie?
Yeah.
Was there an animated Scooby-Doo movie?
Yeah.
Only all of them.
I only remember the shows.
You never watched.
For the movies.
You never saw-
I only remember the live action one.
You never saw Zombie Island?
Maybe I did. I mean, so long ago, I can't remember. Maybe.
I'm stressed out. We gotta watch Zombie Island after this. We're literally watching it after this, dude. No, that's crazy. You can't not watch that movie, dude. I think this Flintstones. We're just wrapping the episode up, guys. I'm giving all the IP their flowers.
You're at the 6th.
Good. We're probably gonna cut all that down to 20 minutes because of all of Josh's horrible language.
My horrible language. What the heck?
Mm-hmm. I think the Flintstones is the reason I have all my animal humor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, to change the channel, they'd hit the button, a bird would come out, hit the TV and go, well, that's my life, and then go back to his nest. And they'd be like, I don't like this channel. Then he'd come out again, oh, well, what are you going to do with that? It was always so stupid, dude. I think it was on Robot Chicken, where somebody was peeing in a turtle urinal, and the turtle's just like, oh yeah, that's just my breakfast, or just something. So it was so stupid, dude. It was so stupid. It was just always funny watching the animals do something as if they were the electricity, and then they would look at the camera and go, oh, it's a living. It never got old, dude. Never got old. Now, as far as the Jetsons go, genuinely, I don't think I've seen a single episode of the Jetsons.
I haven't. I
I know all the characters, but I don't think I've ever.
I just know the gimmick of the husband being stuck on the infinite treadmill.
What is it?
The husband being caught on the infinite treadmill, like that funny gimmick.
Where he's running?
Yeah, but then he trips and falls and he's just spinning.
And then, of course, Yogi Bear.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 30 years old and your grandfather is still alive, they're probably still quoting Yogi Bear. They're probably still going picnic basket, and you're probably still telling them he's not funny. Well, make sure you appreciate your grandparents.
Yeah.
So, the next episode, we are going to talk about Josh's first time at Universal. Whole reason this entire thing even started was because I begged him to go with me one day. He was very oppositional on it. He went, changed his whole life. Here we are now making content about it. Mm-hmm. This is going to eventually expand into more things. Right now, we're kind of just talking about Universal, kind of just sharing our love for the park. We're going to talk about as much as it beat it till it's a dead horse. But we will be going to other parks. We will have lots of fun stuff to talk about. Mm-hmm. The next episode, we're going to talk about Josh's first time here. So you guys get to hear a theme park veteran kind of take their newbie friend through it and see what their experience was the first time. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but it'll be fun. It's going to be fun, guys.
Just take a wild guess what my favorite ride was and what my least favorite ride was. And spoiler alert, Fast and Furious was not my least favorite ride.
It's going to be fun. We might even talk about Stardust Racers controversy now that it's kind of died out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
When we come back here next week with us, we will also have watched the Epic Rides documentary as well. We'll be covering that as well because I'm very excited to watch that documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for... I don't know how to close these yet. This is the first episode. These things are always awkward. And if you're listening to this and you're going, wow, that guy's weird, well then, how about you start your own content, dork?
And remember to stay epic.
Ow! That's the episode.